guys, it's Lisa Quilting in the Valley, and I am here to show you the Q24 on a frame. I'm going to show you a little bit about maintenance of this machine, and then I'm just going to review a couple of the features on the machine itself. So it's a Bernina. So that being said, you know that the foot comes off just like that. You know that the throat plate comes off just like that. And you know that we've got a metal bobbin, a hook in here. From maintenance for this machine, there's really not a ton of stuff you have to do to this machine other than keep it clean. So get your brush and just make sure you're getting any kind of goobers and stuff out from in here. Keep your bobbin case area clean. Keep it all clean. No big deal. And then you're going to oil it. It's a Bernina, so it has metal parts on metal parts, and oil makes it hum. Berninas love their oil. So here's how you oil the hook area. You're going to take your flywheel, press it in, and you're going to rotate until you can see the hook. So if I look right there, let me get a screwdriver here. If I look right here, here's my hook assembly right in there. And you see there's two little indentations there. I'm going to take this oil, which is Bernina oil, and this is the finer weight oil. This is not regular sewing machine oil. You're going to put a little bit of that right there, and that's right where you see, let me rotate that a little so you can see, right where that hook comes up. See how that hook has this pointy part right here, just barely skims the back of your needle. That's what catches your thread and makes the stitch. And you're going to put your oil right in there, and then rotate a couple of times just to make sure you're getting down in there. The other place that you can oil, and I'm going to show you actually, if you look down inside here, that's your gear. It runs through here. That runs your bobbin case. That is a closed system. You're not getting in there. There's nothing in there. There's nothing you need to worry about in here. Up in here, here's your drive. Up in here, that runs your take-up lever and your needle bar and all that kind of stuff is run through here. It's also a closed system. You're not going to put anything in there. However, maybe once a year or so, you can put a little bit of oil right in here and your linkages in your take-up lever. So you see all those moving parts right there? You can just, you can get just a smidge of oil right where those are going in together, right in there. And that'll just keep those moving smoothly. Kind of rotate those along, make sure they get in there. You don't want anything dripping off. Make sure everything is good and secure. That's it. That's all you need to do for maintenance on these machines. They are very nice machines. If we're looking down inside of our throat plate area, you're going to see oil that I just dripped. I had a little bit much come out of my oil pen there. But you're going to see we have the dual stitch regulators on this machine. So we have two eyes watching for our stitch regulation in this machine, and this is an internal mechanism, so it's built inside your bobbin case area. So here are your stitch regulators. This is not an external stitch regulator like so many other machines on the market. This is an internal. So that's good. The other part that is good about this is that this needle right here is just a regular old sewing machine needle. You do not need to buy the special long arm sewing machine needles. You just use quilting needles. Just regular quilting needles is all you're going to use on this machine. The other thing you'll notice on this machine, obviously, is that your bobbin winding is on board, integrated, and right up in the front. So I don't have to walk to the back of the machine or do a separate bobbin winding motor. It's right here integrated into my machine. Additionally, when I go to thread this machine, I don't have to be, growing 4-foot long arms to reach clear back here to thread my machine. It all threads from the front. Speaking of threading, if you've got one of these babies and you're having issues with thread breaking or with skipping, you may not be threading your machine properly. Inside here and I doubt if you're going to be able to see it on camera, but inside here, right in between the two shiny things, there's a little dark metal plate. That is to separate your threads for if you're using a single or a double needle. So you can use a twin needle on this, which is a really cool effect. If you're quilting with a twin needle, it makes like a ribbon, like a coiled up ribbon effect. It's a really cool effect. But when you're threading for a single needle, you have to make sure that you are getting your thread to the right of that little plate that I showed you in there. So if I take my thread, I come down to thread it like I normally do. The way to ensure that you are getting into that right hand side of that thread plate, hold on to your thread here. When you get over to this side and you see the circular, that guy right there, that's where you need to worry. When you see that, hold on to your thread up here and just exaggerate that motion. So go all the way up and down. And that'll make sure that you get into the right hand side of that plate so that you're threaded properly for a single needle. That typically, along with your needle thread combination, are the two couple of things that cause, oh man, black thread and a black, there you go, that cause issues with thread breaking. So, and just as a refresher, you want to make sure you're using your quilting needle that is matched to the thread you're using. So this is Aurifil 40 weight 3-ply thread. Aurifil 40 weight 3-ply thread, we are using a 90-14 needle, and that gives that thread enough space to move around, but not too much space so that it's not fraying. Okay, there's my throat plate on. The other thing, when you're inserting your bobbin, you wind your bobbin with the Bernina logo in. You're going to thread your bobbin with the Bernina logo out. Okay, so that just threads just like a normal bobbin would and just pops in there just like a normal bobbin would. And there you go. So make sure the Bernina logo is in to wind the bobbin, out to load the bobbin. Oil in here every day. So every day you go to start, you're going to oil that hook. Once a year or so, pull out here and oil these linkages. Use your same oil, and this thing will hum like a kitten, and it will work and work and work. They are workhorses, and they are wonderful automated tension machines. They are so low fuss. It is, I cannot describe to you how easy these machines are to use. I had one of the other brands, and it was a nice machine, but it was temperamental. So I had to fuss with my tension on every single quilt. I had to reset my tension. I could have the same thread in. If I loaded another quilt, I had to reset my tension. On this machine, I have yet to have to set my tension. These are tough machines with some fabulous functionality that make quilting a joy. They're just easy to use. So that's all the maintenance there is. Make sure you're threading it past that plate for your single needle. And make sure you got your bobbin threaded right, and you should be golden. Okay, we'll talk to you later from Quilting in the Valley.